Hello, this is Sharon Webb, Travel Tracker Implementation Specialist. Today I want to talk to you about recurring trips. Now, the recurring trips feature is only available on the Pro and Elite versions. So if you have the Lite version, you will not have this feature. But if you have the Pro or Elite version and you would like to use this feature, you do need to turn it on. And the way you do that is from the Configuration tab and choose the menu option Other Setup Decisions. This is going to open up a list of topics. Expand the trip request form section and then expand the options to display or hide. Then you can scroll down and there's a yellowish background here that's a Pro or Elite feature for the recurring trips, and you simply need to check the Yes Radio button in order to turn on the recurring trips feature. Scroll to the bottom, click the Save button. So then you will have the recurring trip feature. Now you may ask yourself, what is a recurring trip? Well, a recurring trip is a trip that is identical. It goes the exact same place at the exact same time with the exact same group. Everything is identical except the date. And what is nice about this recurring trip feature is that your requesters can submit one trip request and put multiple dates on it. It only has to be approved one time, and then it will split out into all of those dates, individual requests that can have a vehicle and a driver assigned. So here's an example of a recurring trip. This is the original request form, and notice here all of these dates are when this exact trip is going. It'll go the same place, same time, same group, same school, same funding source. It's literally identical. So all of these dates are entered into the request form by the requester, and then remember it only has to be approved. This one request is approved, and once it's fully approved it breaks out into all these dates. And when your approver comes in, they will see all of those dates. It's highlighted here that this is a recurring trip, just so the approver knows that they're approving not only for the date on the request, but for all the dates that are recurring for this trip. So that makes it really easy for the requester to only have to submit one request. It makes it really easy for the approver to only have to approve one of those trips. So now let's talk about how do you make the assignments. You'll be in your Vehicle Owners tab, and you'll be looking for the option Recurring Trips on the left. Now, we'll point out that we do have a longer, more detailed training video available from this option, the Recurring Trips and Mass Assigning training video. So please feel free to click and watch that training video if you want a little more detail. When you come to your Vehicle Owners tab, Recurring Trips, the first thing that you'll need to do is set the destination. Where are these recurring trips going? So for example, I'm looking for the returning trips that are going to Dosher Memorial Hospital in Southport. Then I need to look for the right batch ID. I'll use the drop down. There may be more than one ID available. The ID that you're looking for will be the one that has the right number, which is the original trip number. In my example here, I only have one trip. Now, if I scroll through, you can see I have narrowed down and I'm only looking at the trips that are going as a recurring trip from the originating trip 3302. Now, in order to mass assign, I'm going to select the Need Vehicles Driver Assigned button. I have to choose this in order to bring up the buttons to be able to assign the drivers in the vehicles. Now that I have selected that, I have the option of clicking on the button that says Display Fields to assign vehicle and or driver request. Now it gives me drop downs to assign the vehicles and or the drivers to every one of these trips in this list. You don't have to assign both driver and vehicles. You can only assign one or the other, but every vehicle or every trip will be assigned the same vehicle and every trip will be assigned the same driver when you use your mass assign. So in my example here, I am going to go ahead and assign bus 195 to every trip, and then I'm going to assign Nancy Wilson to every trip in this recurring trip batch. Once I have made my selection of a vehicle and a driver, I'm going to click to assign the vehicle and or the driver to request button. Now Nancy and bus 195 are going to be assigned to all of the trips that are in that recurring batch. So you have completed making the assignment to all of the trips in that particular batch. When you have completed that, notice that your screen is blank. If you would like to confirm that all of the assignments were made with the correct driver and vehicle, simply come up to your All Trips radio button here under the destination. Click on that and you will be able to view those assignments that you made in that particular batch. And you can confirm here in the last column under the assignments that the correct bus and the correct driver are all assigned to all of the trips in that particular batch. And so that's how you make batch assignments to all of the trips, all the recurring trips in any particular batch ID. Thank you.